Hey YouTube, welcome back to another exciting video. Today we are taking a look at even more brand new artwork for Animal Crossing New Horizons. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So to everyone's surprise, after Nintendo tweeted out some new promo artwork just yesterday, even more never before seen artwork for New Horizons has been revealed today. I don't think anyone expected this, it's super awesome and it's definitely keeping us hyped for New Horizons over the holiday season. Anyway, let's take a look. Here we have a scene from the Resident Services Centre with Tom Nook and of course the player. This already shows the level of detail that has been put into New Horizons, it just looks so good. As you can see, we have the crafting bench in the background and some crafting material here on the floor. But the most interesting things to take away from this image are on the player. Again, we see a new outfit and a new bag and actually get a closer look at the tools that we use to craft. I doubt they have a use outside of the crafting bench, but they're still really cool to see. And finally, the player is rocking a new hairstyle and hair colour, which I really like. Next we have an adorable scene of the player chilling by his tent sitting on a stump. You can tell this is imagined early in the game as there's still weeds everywhere, but it looks amazing. Here we get a closer look at Fuchsia walking around holding some wood, which is another new feature we'll see in New Horizons, as well as a closer look at her dress, which is really nice. But again, what's interesting is on the player. We can see he's wearing an entire new outfit and actually 3 layers of clothing. He has his jacket and shorts, but he's also wearing the black tights we've seen before, but this time with socks and shoes, which is very interesting. It looks like the clothing aspect of New Horizons is going to be way more customizable than we ever thought, which gets me super hyped for the game. And as you probably already guessed by now, he's wearing new boots and a hat and has a more backpack style bag, which really suits him. Next we have the last scene artwork before moving on to some individual players. This is a nice simple scene showing a player using the vaulting pole to escape Hamlet's adorable stare. This image shows off another new nose, that this time a bit more square, and of course some fine eyebrows, although I think we've seen these before. Again, we see another new bag and outfit, which is probably going to be the case for every image we see at this point. What's cool about this image is the bottom of the sandals. As you can see, they have a texture and a design too, which just blows my mind with the level of detail we are getting to see. Anyway, let's move on to some characters. The first is this player who's happily watering a new type of flower with a new type of watering can, which is really cool as we haven't seen the watering can tool up close yet. She's also wearing an absolutely giant hoodie, which looks super comfy and actually makes me really happy that the clothes selection coming to New Horizons appears to be so varied. Again, we get to see some tights we've seen, a hat and some new shoes, all good stuff. Next we have a player who clearly enjoys fruit and is rocking another oversized cloak style top, which has a wonderful design along the base. Again, a great example of how detailed and unique each clothing item appears to be in New Horizons. However, the interesting thing to take away from this post is the necklace. I would say it's most likely part of the top, but part of me hopes it's an interchangeable accessory, but we'll have to wait and see. Another notable feature is her rosy cheeks that are shaped slightly differently than we've seen, I think, so I guess it's something that we'll also be able to customize and adjust when designing our character. Next we have an adorable character using the Nook phone in a lovely red dungaree style dress. You may notice she's wearing a stripy t-shirt too, so this leads back to the multi-layered clothing I mentioned earlier. It seems we may be able to mix and match all sorts of tops and dresses as well as shorts and ties. This guy is looking pretty slick with his plain white t-shirt and drawstring backpack. No surprise, this is another bag design we have not seen yet. He also has a new hairstyle, I think. I mean, it's really hard to remember everything we've seen or had in the past, but it looks longer than I think I've seen before, so that's really cool. This player is also wearing a shirt but tied around his waist, so that's really interesting. I wonder if we'll be able to tie any top item of clothing around our waist, or if it's actually part of the t-shirt design. I'm not really sure at this point. Either way, it looks great. Again, we get to see another example of the tread pattern on the bottom of the shoes there. Moving on, we have another cute character, this time in a wonderful all-in-one dress with matching socks and shoes. The shoulder parts of this dress are a beautiful example of how every single item of clothing literally has its own size, style and shape. I guess we've come a long way from wrapping patterns around the same size shirts. She also has a wonderful and very colourful flowery garland, which is possibly another new type of flower. Next is probably the happiest Animal Crossing player we've ever seen, who is out for a nice walk. Of course, you've already spotted he is rocking another new hairstyle, which is so cool and definitely something I think will go down well within the community. He has new jeans and I think a baseball style Nintendo vest top, which is really cool. Also, he has another example of the fine eyebrows just at the top there that we've seen in past artwork. Now that's pretty much it for the characters and scenes. Next we have some high-res trees which all look great. They're not as exciting as the characters, but every single leaf has its own texture and the detail is just phenomenal, so that's really awesome to see. And of course, as I'm sure you know by now, we have all the native fruits too, which is great. We've pretty much only seen apples since the game was announced all the way back in June, and although we knew we'd have them at some point, it's nice to finally see what they look like because they all look so different. So yeah, lots of amazing artwork here. It's so awesome to get little bits of news here and there, and really cool to look through these images and pick out all the details. It just gets me super hyped, and it was awesome to see these all before Christmas. Of course, I'm not a fashion expert, so please feel free to comment the proper names for things. I'd love to know, as well as anything that I missed or you think I should have highlighted. Anyway, for now, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any New Horizons news. Until then, I'd like to give a special thank you to this channel's Patreon supporters, you guys rock. Don't forget to head over to our Discord server too, and of course, if you got this far in the video, please comment fruits, just to let me know you did. That would be super awesome, and please be sure to include which clothing item was your favourite, as well as which hairstyle you liked the most. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Thanks for watching, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.